Hello. Hello, Christian. Hello, Matt again. Coolvin1. Meh. Okay, then. Let me just plug this around on the internet. Not. Oh, I suppose I could put it in there. Let's put it in there as well. We might get some YouTubers if I put it in here. Let's put it in the Retro Collective as well. Live right now. And how the hell are all of you? Can you hear me okay? It's Vincent Price. Fair enough. Matt's here. Tim Taylor's retro stuff. Hello. Looks make me big. Just before we start, I can always just loud and clear. Excellent. My trust. I keep thinking I'm going to change this. Can we see it? Yeti. I'm not sure. Oh, I've put blue tape across the back of it because there was a podcast that I did where I'd grabbed it like this, and that's the gain control there. And I moved the gain control by accident. And then the next podcast I did, the audio was just horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And it took me like 3 podcasts after that to get it back how it was before. Hello, Jarazel, how are you? Pete the Geek and Dean Froley. Hi. So what we're doing tonight, we're doing another watch along. I'm gonna just give it a couple of minutes before I put anything up on screen because let people get a chance to actually settle themselves in, and then we can. I don't want to have to explain it to too many people too many times. But anyway, how's your day been? I've had a good day today. What have I've been editing a video. It's a Saturday here, so Saturdays are quite busy for me because of family stuff, and I've had some time to edit a video, and I recorded 2 videos yesterday, which was really good. And the first one I thought was a disaster because I've got my new oscilloscope, which I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, you can see it is right there. That is my new oscilloscope underneath that TV. My new Rigol, and I got that oscilloscope specifically because it's got HDMI output, and I recorded this whole video and forgot to actually record the stream of the oscilloscope output, and I have managed to rescue it. Pascal, how are you? What am I doing here? I'm at a wedding party. Oh, send my best wishes to the happy couple. Oh, bless. It's Chris's Retro Nook, otherwise, or AKA Mogwai, AKA the Jam. No, Jam. Oh God, I keep forgetting all your names. The man of many, many names. All right, I think there's enough of us here now. So, let me just get the right screen. This one. I'm going to share my YouTube Studio screen with you. And this, I'm not going to go through all my analytics and things like that. But this is the list of all my videos that I've ever released from oldest, sorted by date. And this is the oldest to newest. And you can see that this one is unlisted. This one is also unlisted. This is nothing to do with retro, because when I was making videos about pinball tables and things like that, I bought myself a table saw and I had to create a new 0 clearance insert plate for an Evolution Rage 5S table saw. And at the time, the Evolution Rage 5S table saw was the hot thing. It was the hot ticket for would-be carpenters. but the zero insert plate, or the zero clearance insert plate that came with it, was junk, and I had to make one. And I made a video about it because I was thinking at the time, it's just a nice thing to do, and yeah, that went down really well. But this one is something else. Can I click on this? Yeah. And one thing about this is the thumbnail. Can I show the thumbnail? Download it. Yeah, look at that thumbnail. So that was a complete accident, and it's one of the reasons this video did really, really well. Oh, Matt's had a lovely lazy Saturday. Hello, Julian. And I missed you there. How did I miss Julian coming in? Might rename myself just AKA. The Retronaut, formerly known as. Okay. And Dean, have I already said hello to you, Dean? Sorry. So yeah, this was a complete accident. This is an Arduino Nano. Oh, no, it's an Arduino Pro Micro. And I just snapped a picture. Am I still? I'm still too big. Let me just I snapped a picture in front of my PC. There we go. Get my big old mush out of the way. And that is actually my Corsair K65 or K75 keyboard with red LEDs on the keys in the background, and it just made this stunning image that was just absolutely gorgeous with the nice grainy look. And I just put that up as the thumbnail, and it went nuts. So yeah, that's that. But this was at a time when I'd made an arcade cabinet for my nephews. Oh, I want to open that, don't I? Oh, he looks so young. I've made an arcade cabinet for my nephews, Harrison and Henry, and my niece, Harper. Harrison, Henry, and Harper. They often watch my videos, so hello. I don't know if they'll be watching a live stream at this time of the day, but they're growing up now, so maybe. But they're probably doing much more interesting things. But yeah, I made them an arcade cabinet. I was hoping it would be in the background of this one, but because I was making arcade cabinets at the time, I needed a way to create an encoder for the joystick controls, for the arcade controls, for the buttons and the joystick, and the player one and everything. And I searched around and I found that you could do this using an Arduino. And so I used it, and I thought, oh, this will be, you know, a really good thing to share. So I thought I'll make a video about it. Now, the backdrop is obviously, I think this is Gorf. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Gorf, and I'd done a live stream. So this is live stream inception. I'd done a live stream previous to this where I used this backdrop to because for some reason my face was not going to fill it. I don't know. I'm not sure what I thought. Maybe I just thought it looked good, but it looks like I've got two layers there anyway. But that's Gorf in the background from a live stream. And as I said in the last, hi. Oh, I forgot my headphones. Oh, I'm gonna have to mute again. I'm also logged in as the wrong. Let me just fix this. I need to take this off here and switch accounts. There we go. Okay. Hi. Okay. We don't get that horrible bar at the bottom now. So, this is from a live stream, so that's why it's got my my avatar from Ready Player 2 podcast still in the corner, and my name, my online name at the time, which was my Twitter handle, and everything else was at ZZLeeZZ, and that's still around that handle, but the obviously the Twitter account got morphed into More Fun Making It before it eventually got deleted. Look, let's it's one of the most cringiest intros that I've ever done. It is the most cringiest intro I've ever done. So let me turn my volume down a little touch. Hi, if you're like me, you're probably not like me. If you've got similar interests to me, then you probably would like to know how to make arcade stuff. So I'm going to share some of that knowledge on here. And the first thing I want to share is how to make a controller encoder for your arcade control panel. There we go. Well, it's a simple intro, but I just want to talk about some of the background because there's a lot going on in the background that's changed. This over on the right hand side is where my workbench is now, and that at that time was just a piece of MDF hanging off of a wall with a couple of hinges and one leg. That was a workbench. There is the workbench that's behind me now, that you can see behind me now, is the same workbench, and it's aged. You can see that the wood in here is all nice and white and pale. It's all gone a bit more creamy now. But also the tools that are up on the wall, there's not quite as many up on here, but there are quite a few that have changed. For one thing, there's 2 nail guns there. I've only got one now, so I sold one of the nail guns, but there's a few things missing over here that are up there now. I added quite a few bits, but yeah, it looks really weird looking back in time at your old workshop. And this side here was just like a wood store where I kept all of the sheet wood and other bits of timber just stacked up against there, and that ended up staying there, and I ended up layering plastic boxes in front of it to store. See you, Chris. Yeah, this is live, Chris. Other Chris. Pretty live. As live as I get. Right, let's carry on. And I'm going to use an Arduino Pro Micro, as you can see here. These you can pick up for very little money. £5.35 is this one. There's some that are cheaper. I've bought one of these and it seems to work. In fact, it's the one I've been working on for this video. I started off with 0 delay encoders, and they're fine. Well, they used to be fine. They seem to be complete trash at the moment. Show you this one. This one I got from Amazon as part of a package with some joysticks and buttons, and it doesn't work. And rather than send it back, because it was an Amazon warehouse deal, it was very cheap, I thought, how can I make one myself? And the first thing I tried to look into was breaking down a USB keyboard, cheap USB keyboards, £5, and soldering wires to that to make it into a controller encoder, which is fine. That's something you can do, but you do have problems with key ghosting, with multiple keys being pressed. Still got the same watch pressed at the same time, which isn't ideal for if you have 2 players connected to it. I have just realised something. I'm going to see if I can change this. This live stream is unlisted. Yeah, let it go public. I don't know if that's actually going to tell anybody though. I wondered why there was only there's only 18 concurrent viewers at the moment. So I would have, we had like 70 last time. So let's give people a chance to join, and then we'll restart. I'm not going to restart the video. I won't make you watch that. Well, I'm not going to make me watch that again. But yeah, we'll restart the whole thing. The whole, the streaming bit. There we go. James Pearson. James, did you see a notification for this live stream? And hello. Yes, thank you. Brilliant. That's good. I made a mistake. Well, it's not my fault. It's just a default setting in YouTube that I forgot to change. It's not my fault. Right. So I was talking about the video that I recorded yesterday. Hello, Patrick. How are you? I've recorded 2 videos yesterday and edited one today, and I've got another one. These are all full repair videos as well. So I've got one more to edit, and I've already got a video to go live on Wednesday. Mrs. Strictly is on me. It's me, sod that Lee stream. Yeah, well, Strictly, come on, Paul. I was here from the beginning. Despite my mess. Hello. Oh, right. Thank you, James. That's I just got yeah, that's really helpful. I just got a notification on my phone about the stream. Brilliant. That's good. I was worried that it wouldn't go out, but you know, we've managed to get like nearly 20 people on here without actually making it public. Now I see the Lee is live in my YouTube feed. Hey. Oh, right. You saw the notification as soon as I clicked it. That's interesting. Paul, I'll be hopefully I've got a pile of computers on the workbench. You can't really see it. I wonder if I could just make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, you can see there's a few Commodore 64s and a few Spectrums up there on the workbench that are due to come back to you soon. Can I put my speaking face over the paused video? There we go. I got a tiny little head. You've been enjoying the latest video. There's so many videos. I can't even remember what I've released now. Notionally instant notifications. Greetings from upstate South Carolina, USA. Hello, Thomas. Thank you for joining us from Carolina. Beautiful. Cool. I've got a few interesting bits coming up. I knew you'd have something. I actually said that in the video. Hello, Peter. And so what did we miss until the stream popped? Right, okay. You're going to make me play it again, aren't you? This video is a video that I made. I might leave my face there. Hello, Lucas and Peter. How are you doing? Yeah, so this video that we're watching tonight is a video that I made a long time ago. It's the first video on my channel. Can I show this? Yeah, I can. So, channel content. So this is all of my videos sorted by date and oldest first. And this video here, which is unlisted, I took down. And I'll explain why I took it down now. It was because I hated the video. For a start, there's a lot in it that I really, really don't like. But at the time, this was the most viewed video on my channel. So when somebody comes to your channel, especially at that time, it's not so much now. Hello Bruce, how you doing? Somebody will come to your channel and they'll look at your homepage, and the most viewed video would be the first one that they see, and it's the one that everybody clicks on. Hello Pablo. And so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You just get more and more views on this one. The more traffic goes to your channel, you end up with views on this video that you don't want anyone to watch. And the older it got, the more out of date it got, and the worse that I thought the video was, the better it seemed to do. So before I hit 1,000 subscribers, this is my main channel. This is More Fun Making It. Before I hit 1,000 subscribers, I delisted it. And then as I got close to 1,000 subscribers, I needed a certain amount of view hours to qualify for partnership. And then I relisted it, qualified, and then a week later I delisted it again. But it still gets views. Let me show you the analytics on this one. Look, no revenue because it's never been monetized. It got the views initially, but if you look here, this is over the last. When is this? This is this year, October. No, this is last year, January, February. It's still getting views somehow. I think it's on a forum somewhere and people still click on it. But yeah, right. So we'll go back to the beginning and you'll see why I hated this video so much. Because it's just really bad. But everybody's first video is like this. By the way, I've got at least 2 other YouTubers interested in doing a live stream with me, show where we watch their early videos. So this could turn into a bit of a series. Why would I do what? Hello, Zachaluk. And sorry that you have to rewatch your most hated video. Gee, I saved the links to my favorite videos. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I think a few people were doing that. But why would you keep watching them? Especially this one. You should see where the hits are coming. Oh, I could do that. Anyway, right. Hi. If you're like me, you're probably not like me. If you've got similar interests to me, then you probably would like to know how to make arcade stuff. So I'm going to share some of that knowledge on here. And the first thing I want to share is how to make a controller encoder for your arcade control panel. And I'm going to use an Arduino Pro Micro, as you can see here. These you can pick up for very little money. £5.35 is this one. There's some that are cheaper. I've bought one of these and it seems to work. In fact, it's the one I've been working on for this video. I started off with 0 delay encoders, and they're fine. Well, they used to be fine. They seem to be complete trash at the moment. Show you this one. This one I got from Amazon as part of a package with some joysticks and buttons, and it doesn't work. And rather than send it back, because it was an Amazon web, 0 delay encoders are the biggest fallacy ever. It's the worst naming convention ever. It just doesn't make any sense because they're very, very, very far from being 0 delay. House deal. It was very cheap. I thought, how can I make one myself? And the first thing I tried to look into was breaking down a USB keyboard, cheap USB keyboards, £5, and soldering wires to that to make it into a controller encoder, which is fine. That's something you can do, but you do have problems with key ghosting, with multiple keys being pressed at the same time, which isn't ideal for if you have 2 players connected to it and they're all pressing 6 buttons in Street Fighter all at once. That's not going to work. So
get on with it.
I found this on the Aussie Arcade forums. I was searching around for my solution, and it turns out you can use an Arduino, specifically this one, Atmega 32U4. So to program your Arduino Pro Micro or other Atmega 32U4 device, I've played around with my Arduino a very small amount. This is the most I've done with Arduino. I don't know how to program them. I'm just basically following this guide and using their results. And so this is the post you want. I'll link this in the description. He got it from a guy called Boot Sector. This means very little to me. This is way beyond my pay grade. But the problem here is that if you go to his forum, you click on that link, it's a dead link. Just ends up at Casino Online page. I don't know. That's where I got the information. Hang on a sec. I just saw something then. Casino Online page. I don't know. That's where I got the. I'm just looking at the top here of the screen, but I can't now. I've clicked on this. It's not. Is that still in full screen? Try that again. Sorry, I'm just trying to get to a bit where I can see this top bar clearly. All right, you can't see it while it's playing, but I'm just looking at my. I've got my Twitter page open there with my current Twitter name. Casino Online page. I don't know. That's where I got the information from, and you can just follow this guide, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
Hello, S.
If you've never
Parkinson.
done any soldering before, I'll quickly run through how to do that. So you can program this little gadget to be a PlayStation 3 controller or an Xbox controller. So Xbox 360.
I have to say that this was a brilliant little device, and it really did serve me well. And not the first
arcade cabinet I made, but I've no idea where they are. They got sold. But the one that I made with Batman on one side and Spider-Man on the other, I hand painted for my nephews and niece, still is in daily use and still has not gone wrong since that day. There's not one bit of that still doesn't work exactly the same as when I gave it to them. Oh, Dimitri, thank you very much. Thanks, Lee. Would love to build an arcade machine once. Have most of the parts like the joystick and buttons. Oh, well, that's where I started. So I thought, it was lockdown. What am I going to do? And I looked around. I thought, I've got a screen over there. I've got, I've got a Raspberry Pi over here. And there's some bits of wood about. And so I've got some arcade controls that I salvaged from an old arcade machine that I'd stripped down, my old, that I built myself. So I had pretty much everything I needed, and I just made it. And there is a blog post about that build, and I'm still really, really proud of that one. I think it's probably one of the best ones I ever made. No edge T-molding or anything like that. I just rounded the edges, and I made their surname in the marquee. Just a plain bezel, a really nice screen, but it's just a brilliant little machine. And I went round there recently and we were all playing Street Fighter together. It's fantastic. It's a great little toy. PlayStation 3. Now, something important to point out here, if you do follow this guide, is that the pins here will match up with certain controls on the controller. Right, so square, triangle, cross and circle. Hello, Rudy.
And here we go, X, Y, A, B. They all match up. You've got up, down, left, right on the pad. Up, down, left, right, or left, down, right, up. Left, down, right, up. And they're analog on the Xbox controller. But these appear to be the D-pad on the PlayStation controller. I don't know why that is.
Oh, I'm cringing so hard watching this.
But on the Xbox controller, you've got left, right, and up and down. But that still leaves 2 buttons, because normally on a arcade control panel, most of the panels have 6 buttons. A, B, X, Y, and left shoulder button, right shoulder button. So your left shoulder button on here is R2 and L2, which is fine. But
hello,
they
Lewis,
are marked
and
on
hello,
this one.
Manga99
For some reason,
UK.
they've marked them as black and white, and this confused me for a long time. And I actually wired these up to R3 and L3, the left stick and right stick clicks, which meant quite a lot of remapping buttons in games and emulators. So when I discovered that that's the L and R shoulder buttons, and I wired it to that, all my problems went away, and this became a wonderful thing with some extra buttons.
Yeah, you made a very good point. Recrudesk. Don't cringe at your early work. It was part of your journey, so you should look upon it fondly. I kind of do, but this one has been... It was a thorn in my side for a long time. And there are some things that happened later in it, as far as I remember. Yeah. So look, we've got some soldering to come. And it's not something I'm very proud of. But I didn't know any better, and I have come a long way. So Rudy's here. Lewis says about Street Fighter, you've been testing the SNES with it. Did you get it working? I made an arcade stick using a cheap Xbox controller. Yeah, I did that in an early arcade machine. Not really watching here. I'm having more fun fixing old arcade machines early days. Fair enough. And Mickey T said it's Chrissy's fault that the zero delay encoders are not zero delay anymore. Definitely Chrissy's fault, or Henry's. Right, carry on. Right. So what you're going to need is the hex files, which on here he's linked it to this post, and I will. Here we go. It's me replying to him. And you can download those files from there, and there's a PlayStation version and an Xbox version. I'll also put them in my Google Drive and put a link in the description. But go
go sign up to this and say thanks to this guy, because it's his hard work. Or him following someone else's hard work, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, he still deserves a thanks. You're going to need a program to write the firmware to Arduino. I recommend QMK Toolbox. If you go to this address, you'll end up on this page. Download the toolbox install.exe, install that, and you're ready to flash your Arduino. Right, the one thing that I came across that caused me problems was USB cables. I definitely must have put in a little bit there because my voice changed drastically. Something you have to really watch out for, and modern editing software evens out all of the slight changes in volumes and tone, so you can't really tell if I add something in. There's a Lee H in chat, which is me. I'm a Lee H as well. You're a brave man, Lee. Most professionals don't watch themselves back. Well, my instinct there is to say I'm not a professional, but I actually do this for money now, so yeah. But I am very, very well used to watching myself, because if you edit yourself for hour after hour, you're gonna get used to your own face, and you stop being uncomfortable about it. You've come a long way, says Derek, as can be seen by your proficiency fixing C64s. Hello, Aurelia. And Manga says, I've never done anything you have done. I would make a big zero out of it if I did. Nah, you've got to start somewhere. Lexi says, good afternoon. Sorry, I don't understand English and can't keep up with you. I'd like to watch the stream. Well, I hope we can watch it in the recording of the YouTube will probably auto-translate it. So hopefully it won't make a pig's ear out of it. I don't know how that's going to get translated, but good luck with that. These are Vive controller charging cables, but they also allow you to update the firmware on the controllers. You have to plug them into a computer, so there's definitely data on these. Both of those don't work with the Arduino Pro Micro. So what you want is a better quality one. Now, I say that, I went into my Nest and found all my micro USB cables, and it seemed some of the cheap ones did work, and I tried them all. So once you've got your software ready, you're going to... Oh, sorry, I fast forwarded a little bit there. I kept that little crate of USB cables for so long, and only recently upgraded the size of the box to a big crate, which always sits under here behind me. Yeah, we've all got those boxes. You need to attach the buttons to the Arduino in some fashion. It comes with these pins that you can attach DuPont, I don't know how you pronounce it. Not this. This is just, well, they work as well, but you can't get anything in next to it. But DuPont connectors will go on these nice and easy. You can solder the wires directly to the board, but there's a lot of wires to get in there, and that means bending wires around. And if you do that, one of them will break. They always break. So you're better off, and so that you can move buttons around if you need. And I've had to do that. I've had to change things on mine. So I recommend you do this, and it's not difficult. So I'm going to show you now how to solder. I'm not an expert. Disclaimer. If you want to learn how to do this properly, go and find someone to teach you how to do it properly, or look up a YouTube video where somebody shows you how to do it properly. I can solder, but I don't claim to be an expert. In fact, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit, it's a bit wonky. So yeah, let's show you how to get those pins attached, and then I'll show you how to flash the EEPROM. I see, not an expert. So you solder. Okay, here we go. I'm dreading this bit, but I am really glad that I did start off by saying I'm not an expert. I'd forgotten that I'd put that bit in. Hello,
Declan and the great John Zini, never underestimate a man's box of random cables. And Declan says, hi Lee, have you seen the GP 2040 project using a Pi Pico as a gamepad or a joystick encoder? Yes, has a built-in web server to set up and change configurations. I used I'm not sure if it's an early version of that, but I replaced this video with a Pi Pico encoder instead. You know, a video about using the Pi Pico as a arcade encoder. It's just a better way to do it. But yeah, I've heard of the GP2040 and I think I've used it. Yeah, I've used it. I've got an arcade panel around here I've used it in. Yeah, ESP is another option. If you're an expert, you don't use Arduino. Wow. Brian, hello. Nice to see you up at the Retro Jumble in Lee. You were just taking some gear to the car as we arrived. Oh, hello, Brian. Did you say hello?
From the back.
I'm really not looking forward to this bit.
It's quite simple. It's not too difficult. Have a bit of confidence. These can take quite a bit of a punishment, so you can have quite a hot soldering iron. So we need some solder, and we're going to need a...
So that solder is the sort of stuff that you get in, you know, where you go to cheap stores where you get tools and plastic boxes, and we have a Roy's of Wroxham is one here. It's just a variety store, they're called, and they have things like Rolson tools. I bought that off of one of those where you buy the soldering irons with the screwdriver tips, but I didn't buy the soldering iron that I'm using is a temperature controlled iron, but the not from there, but the solder is from there. I'm pretty sure it's leaded as well. You couldn't buy it now. Pretty sure I have that same soldering paste. I still got that stick. Oh, that paste. That's plumber's. That is literally plumber's flux. But that's a flux stick. Oh god, the cringe. Oh, the cringe. Yeah, but the soldering iron itself, this station here, was bought from Maplin's many years ago, but the tip ended up just oxidizing really badly, and I ended up having to turn it way up to make it melt anything. It was terrible. Yes, Maplin special. Chris has recognized it. Pi code, I'm not sure. Yep, and both Chris's recognized it.
Wet sponge with our hot soldering iron.
Did you see that tip?
Flux. That's a flux pen.
I've still got that pen.
This flux paste that I want to try out. I used to use flux paste before and I had much better results with it. I haven't been able to find it for a long time, but look, bad. Don't breathe, eat. Don't use it as face cream or anything like that. You'll be fine. And I'm using this bamboo skewer to smear on the flux paste.
I was even using bamboo skewers all the way back then. That's quite impressive.
So we just need to get it on the contacts where we want the solder to flow. It doesn't. I mean, you can be a bit more messy. It doesn't really matter too much, as long as you don't leave it on there. It is corrosive. Well, it's actually highly corrosive at a high temperature, but I think over a long period of time it will eat away at more sensitive parts. But on this, it'll be fine. So we just smear it all over the back. Turn it over. Smear it over the contacts on the front, and we'll do the same on the other side.
5 years old, this video.
Doesn't matter if you get too much on, just try and even it up. It will just burn straight off as soon as the soldering iron gets too hot. So these are, I did try and smear it on with the bamboo stick. Didn't go very well, so I ended up just poking it into the flux, making sure I got enough on each one. It's fine. So they're going from the front, not the back. Hello.
So Lewis has actually pointed out that soldering iron tips get oxidized by wet sponges, and that's exactly what I was using at that time before I switched to in fact, I found that distilled water on wet sponges worked better, didn't oxidize it quite so quickly. But yeah, I agree, Lewis. Oh, I remembered, Brian. Yeah.
Where have you gone? Come back. And that's the other side going in, all fluxed up. I put it on this little silicone mat just to keep it steady, so it doesn't move around too much. So we take our hot soldering iron. Now you can see that the end of the soldering iron is all dark. That's oxidized, and that all happened to a soldering iron after it's been not been used for a while. So you just put some some solder on there. That will the flux in the solder will corrode away, and then you get a nice shiny tip. Wipe that on your sponge and you're ready to go. So a little bit of solder on the end of the soldering iron. Hold that hot solder. Try and get the solder, not just the iron, to touch the end of the pin, and then push some of the solder into the...
That's not a bad joint, actually. That did flow in there really nicely. There must be that super corrosive flux. But yeah, I would love to know how hot that soldering iron is. I'm guessing probably over 400 degrees, maybe more. There is flux in the solder, and I'm the same. Never use the extra flux if I can help it. Yeah.
Into the joint. So I haven't got quite enough on the soldering iron here, so I tap the solder to the soldering iron and then it flows. You want it to flow down into the joint. So we just need to make good thermal contact. It needs to conduct heat onto that leg. It's quite a satisfying thing to do. You need each one to dome. A little dome on each one so you know that it's flowed down.
Speeding up my content here. Quite cool. But they're not bad. Look at that. That might even be leaded solder because they're not shiny, those joints. Oh, sorry, unleaded. That might be unleaded solder with a really, really hot iron and loads of flux. Oh, nice peak there. And a double tap. And the end of the...
And we're done.
The last few up here, you can see that... oh, I must have recorded this before I did that intro, because that's the one which was hanging out basically at the end. Have I still got that board? That board would be in the arcade cabinet that I made for my niece and nephews. That's one of the ones I was using in there. It's either in there or it's in Terricade, the first videos that are public on my channel. I use an old breadboard for soldering, pin headers, and you get... Yeah, I use a breadboard as well. The advice that you're giving me is welcome, but I know how to solder now. This isn't me now. This is me 5 years ago when I just started. Okay, so a little bit of background. I had been... I used to hack everything that we had that came in the house. Everything that we got, Xboxes, PlayStations, GameCubes, everything had to be hacked. And I used to do Xbox, the original OG Xboxes, used to install mod chips into those. I've even got, and this might be, if I can find it, and it still works. Hello, Frank. I've even got... Oh, is that Frank? I've even got a DVD somewhere where I was communicating with a friend on the other side of the country who wanted to install an Aladdin mod chip in his Xbox. And he didn't want to send the Xbox to me. So I recorded myself with a camcorder doing the mod and talking through it. That was basically my first YouTube video. never went on YouTube. I don't think YouTube existed then. And sent him the DVD, and I kept a copy for myself, and I've still got that somewhere. And that would have been my very, very earliest recorded soldering. So I will try and, if I can dig that out from somewhere, I will do a live stream where we watch that together, because yeah, that'll be hilarious. But yeah, this is me 5 years ago, before I learned to all of the little tricks that we have done since then. And look, that is not unleaded solder. That is leaded solder. So they're still flowed into nice domes, even the ones that haven't got pins sticking through. If that Frank owes you money, then it's not that Frank, it's another Frank. Oh.
So the next thing you need to do is get rid of any flux that's left on there. And I used isopropyl alcohol. And just wiped it off with a tissue as best I could.
I've still got that bottle of isopropyl alcohol.
Just dab it away.
Because that's the 70% stuff. That's the rubbing alcohol. And it's actually useful for things. But yeah, I mostly use the 99% now.
Try and get it on the other side as well. And we're done.
Life-size teddy bear, I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. It would be a guess. Whatever year Xboxes were quite popular and everybody was hacking them.
So DuPont connectors. These are DuPont connectors. You can buy these. I'll put a link in the description. There's male to male there, and then female there on these ones. And these come in packs, and you get that one, and then you get a male and female. And then the male and male. This is off of a 0 delay encoder. I've just attached it so I can touch these together to reset the Arduino.
Right, now that we've got it soldered up, we can flash the BIOS, the EEPROM, I don't know, flash the memory on this so that it thinks it's something else. And I know all of the technical terms. And all will be good. It'll be great, honest.
So once you've got your hex files downloaded to
Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. I'll just rewind that a bit because there was a really bad bit of editing there. It'll be great, honest.
So once you've got your hex files downloaded to your computer, unzip them, unpack them. I use 7-zip to anywhere that you fancy. Let's get rid of that. We need to then run QMK Toolbox.
The date is at the bottom of the screen, 2020.
Which is there.
22nd of the 6th, 2020.
I've already got it open here, but I will just show it. So let's go to desktop. Select your hex file. You can use the PS3 one as well if you want to. The next thing you need to do is plug in your Arduino, and you'll see it's actually going to come up as an Xbox controller, but because I've already programmed it, but we'll do it again. And I've got the button attached to the reset pin and ground pin so that I can short those out without having to do anything risky. Then tick auto flash, and then I will double tap this button, and it will start writing the file, and it's done. That's all you need to do. And the last thing you really need to do is build yourself super sexy control panel like this one, and then wire it up underneath. And as you can see, that all looks nice and easy. Follow the instructions that you'll find on the Aussie Arcade. I'm watching myself with this USB cable half inserted in here, and remembering that I did a similar thing when I actually was building one of the arcade machines and just snapped the USB port off of the board.
Lockdown video, yeah. It was this is the first video on my channel. By date, the very, very first one.
Forums, then you'll be good to go. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see some more stuff that I do, then go and have a look at my blog, morefunmakingit.blogspot.com. I also put a lot of stuff on my Twitter, on my arcade buildy stuff, and there'll be more coming. I've got lots of stuff planned, and I like to share it, so come and have a look. Come and say hello, give me a follow, give me a like, give me a subscribe, I don't know, YouTube stuff. Seamless. I've got lots of stuff
There's
planned,
something to see here,
and I like to share it, so come and have a look. Come and
when
say
I
hello.
did this gag at the
give me
end,
a follow, give me a like,
that
give me a subscribe. I don't know.
I'd had
YouTube
either a
stuff.
shave or a haircut. Yeah, like, so I've got the haircut and a shave, and now I haven't got the haircut, and I need a shave.
Seamless.
Oh, right. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's go through the chat. Yeah, 2 point. You can never find the one that you need. Yeah, I just make them now. Mr. Electronics Dude uses Flux Clean from CPC Final to clean boards. We use it. Used to use trichloroethylene. Oh, trichloroethylene. That was great stuff. We used to use that when I was a tyre fitter for cleaning tyres. It's really vicious stuff, though. Usually end up crimping new ones to suit. Yep. Lee, you mentioned nano cleaning sponges in your recent video. Let me just adjust this a bit. Yes. Has anyone had experience of using them yet? Sven Peterson recommended them. I've not had a chance to use them myself yet, but sort of okay, says Julian. Okay, well, so yeah, I'll let you know in Discord. ZZ Lee ZZ. There's an extra Z instead of the S, Chris. Better than swabs. Okay, that was one was anticlimactic. It just worked. Yeah, not my normal stuff where it just goes horribly wrong for a little while and then we fix it. But you got to do the visual of the monitor. Got to do the what visual of what monitor? Sorry, I haven't got it anymore. This was 5 years ago. Not thought of building another. Yeah, I'd like to build another one, but it's a space thing in here. I mean, it's clear now because I had Henry come round the other day, and I needed a bit of space because Henry's a big guy. So I needed a bit of space in here for, you know, when you've got 2 people in here, it gets really tight. It used to be a much bigger room, had a lot less stuff in it. But when I was making arcade cabinets, I had nothing down this side of the room. You can see this side is all just full of, this is a desk thing under here you can't see, and it's all full of machines waiting to be repaired, or some, you know, it's got my BBC Master and my pet waiting to be repaired. I had just so much more space, and when you're woodworking, a lot of dust. It's not the ideal place to do it when you're doing electronics repair. So I would like to do it, but it would probably involve setting up a temporary workshop in a shed in the garden or something. It could be worse. It could have been worse, yeah. 194 Twitter followers. Those are the days. Yeah, Fuzzy. Different Fuzzy. Yeah, it was. I was really gutted when Twitter ended up going the way it did, because we put a lot of work into that. Generally, I put my finger on the micro USB connectors if they aren't in an enclosure. Yeah, I learned that. John Billy, how rare is the yellow 48K issue 4A PCB? I've just had one fall out of a recent eBay purchase. They're pretty rare. They're not issue 1 rare. I've fixed a couple for Paul. I'd like one, but they're not super rare. They're just going to go for probably double the price, I'd imagine. Blame Henry, says Frank. See, I'm getting the hang of this. Yep. Where is Henry? Has anybody seen the Henry? The nano sponge are only for surface mount SMD, not through hole. Yeah, I do plenty of surface mount as well. Looking forward to seeing the pet repair from Bletchley. Yeah, when I get round to it, and when I grow the necessary bits to make me brave enough to deal with the CRT, because I've never done that before. Right, we've got a little bit of time now. I left enough time to, as I never know how long these are going to be. I'm not going to play another video now, but Henry was on Discord a few minutes ago. Did he? Oh, he must have got the notification. So have you got any questions? Is anybody? You can do a quick AMA here if you want to. We could do Inception. Ooh. Picked up just the yellow board last week for £22 on eBay. Working. That's boring. Oh, let's talk about the ladder challenge. I've got the first rung of the ladder here, which I picked up at the Northwest Computer Museum. So the ladder challenge is going to be starting probably next month, I think, where I make a video about this computer, restore it, add things to it. If you've got something that would be cool to go with the ZX81 that you want to donate, it will be going towards charity eventually. Then let me know. And the next one after this, I still haven't decided on the different rungs of the ladder, but I'd imagine the next one's going to be probably a 48K ZX Spectrum rubber key after that. So I have to sell this for enough to get to that rung and then buy the ZX Spectrum and then so on up the ladder. There's dozens of rungs on the ladder. Is this the editing desk? Yeah, this is where I edit. I'm not going to show you the desk because it's a bomb site. It's it's a bit. There's a lot of personal material, and I can see my address in at least 2 places down here. So you're not going to get to see my desk. What is the biggest improvement since your first video? Editing. I think it's knowing what to cut out and knowing what to keep. That's part of, because you'll be editing a video like, sometimes you've got 6 hours of footage to turn into something, between 30 and 60 minutes. And if you don't know how to take things out that aren't needed to move the story along, because it's all storytelling. If you leave everything in there, then it's a difficult watch. It's not, people make these videos how they want to. You will still get people that there we go, that make these videos and include everything in them, and that's fine. But if you look at the analytics on YouTube, they don't do very well. If you make a video that's 3 hours long and includes all of the soldering at normal speed, it's going to struggle. So yeah, it's definitely how to edit a video and how to tell a story. That's the thing I've improved the most, how to tell a story. I think I'm getting better at that. I'm not getting better at the technical side of it, as you'll see. Today's video and last week's video made a bit of an idiot of myself, and in 2 videos time done the same thing. Not giving you any spoilers. Just going to start the ladder just after you have a stab at a PC. And oh yes, Chris, I do need to do that. I definitely will. I will find. First of all, I will find the PC engines. I think they're in this box here. Learn to use your machete. Rasteri video just dropped, and he's a lovely bloke. Duncan's just watched last week's. Yeah, I learnt nothing, apparently. But there we go. Anyway, right, let's wrap it up. There is another, actually, before you go, there is another stream that you can watch. There's somebody put a live stream link in the Retro Hardware Discord. So make sure that you join the Retro Hardware Discord because it's a fantastic place and we get so much done there. Where's your streamings? There it is, your streamings. And don't forget to like this video. That would be good. I turn off monetization on live streams because I don't see the point of it. This is just a bit of fun. But I will be turning live streams back on. So happy coding, how are you? I will turn adverts back on after the live stream finishes because then it has a chance of getting pushed by YouTube. I know, Chris. I know. The machete was for... Oh, no, God. A hammer. Right, so yeah, there is this live stream happening somewhere now. Somebody advertised in my... I'm not going to say it's a personal recommendation. Not watched them before myself. But, yeah, it might be nice if you go and say hello in there. Tell them that I sent you. It's Skyblaze is going to be there. Talking about Mega Man games on Sega consoles. There we go. That looks nice, doesn't it? Right, so what have I got coming up? I've got... one more last bit of news. In 2 weeks today, I will be in Blackpool. In fact, I probably would have left by now and be driving home. But is anyone else going to Play Expo in Blackpool? Because I will be there. Come and say hello. And come and play some pinball machines and stuff with me. That'll be cool. And arcade games. I'll be there with a really good friend of mine and Rose Tinted Spectrum, who's also a really good friend of mine. Rose Tinted Spectrum Dave is going to be there. So that'll be fun. Paul, are you going to Play Expo? It's a long way. It's going to be even longer for you. It's about 5.5 hours for you. Happy to get a live stream. Thank you. You're welcome. Didn't know they came out on Sega. Well, there we go. Right. I could stay at my mum's and spend the day there. Do it, Chris. It'd be nice to see you. Right. Let's go. I'm going to do a bit more editing because I'm an editing machine. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and... Well, I'm sure you're subscribed because otherwise, how did you see this? Right. Oh, excellent, Brian. I'll see you there. Make sure you say hello. Oh, you did say that. I will say hello again. Yeah, but make sure you do. Right, see you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, the next one. One more thing. Not sure. I might do one next weekend because I won't be able to do one the weekend after. I'm going to try and get somebody else in to do a two-man live stream watch of their video if I can't find that DVD. Anyway, good night, everybody. Bye. End.